Hey, good evening all. We are from Group 3. Would like to present our final exam. Before that, I would like to introduce my team. My name is Gede Raditya Manohara. The second is Kadek Andri Wahyudi. The third is Cristian Louie Agustine and Deah Failano. Okay, before that, I will share screen right now. Okay, our topic final exam is Hotel Management System. This is my member. My name is Gede Manohara. Kadek Andri Wahyudi will explain the use diagram and activity diagram. Cristian Louie Agustine will explain about the UI, and Deah Failano will explain the business requirement until the system architecture. And I will explain about the use case scenario. Okay, for the first material will be explained by Deah. Your time is yours.
So in business requirement, no need for the front desk staff to process reservations. When guests can input their own reservation details to the systems, everything happens automatically and your staff don't need to worry. So another one is with guests inputting their own details, there's less chance of the wrong data being entered. If something does go wrong, you'll have a record to prove it wasn't your fault. So a large amount of guest data can be captured by these systems, allowing you to improve both marketing and guest service. And lastly, to create an online hotel management system that make it easy for guests to reserve room. So in the user requirement, the manager wants a software that handle the data of reservation and manage the list of guests, room details, staff details, and inventory details. So the receptionist can add, update, delete guest details, and the receptionist also want the software to accommodate their jobs such as search rooms and make reservations and can issue bill. So, and lastly, the owner can view all the details of reports in the system. The owner can insert, update, and delete the department details. And the customers wants the software more friendly and easy to reserve slot in the hotel. So, under functional requirement, the system can manage the reservations and search rooms. The system can add payment info and issue bills. The system can manage guests like add and update guests. The system can manage room details like add the room, update the room, and delete the room. The system can manage stuff like add staff, update, and delete. And the system can also record and manage customers' feedback. And lastly, the system can take the data backups. So under non-functional requirements, we have here performance requirements. So performance requirements define acceptable response times for system functionality, although the system is developed suiting for the least system performances. The performance of the system will highly depend on the performance of the hardware and software components of the installing computer. So when considered about the timing relationships of the system, the load time for user interface screens shall take no longer than 2 seconds. It makes fast access to system functions. So another one is the safety requirements. So there are several user levels in hotel management system. Access to the various subsystems will be protected by a user login screen that requires a username and password. So this gives different views and accessible functions of user levels through the system. So in the security requirements, managers and owner will be able to log into the hotel management system. Managers will have access to the management system as well as the reservation or booking subsystems. So owner has the maximum privilege to all subsystems. Access to the various subsystems will be protected by a user login screen that requires a username and password. So another one is software quality attributes. So under software quality attributes, we have availability. So all authorized staff members must have access to this system if necessary. So given the nature of the business, the system is expected to be accessible throughout all operating periods. So if performance decreases, it should render the system unserviceable. However, a slight drop in performance is expected if there is a lot of stress. So the system should be able to handle high demand periods so that performance cannot deteriorate with increasing demand. So in system maintenance, it is important that maintenance remains a major priority for the company to make sure that the system is always in optimum condition. All, all users or staff members with systems access will be trained to use and maintain the system once the system is implemented. So while there are differences and faults within the system, the staff should notice them and forward them to the development team to change when the system updates or patches are made. So lastly, the reliability. So dependence on the system should be expected in view of the fact that most business procedures in the company arise mainly from the measures taken on the systems. So as with the availability, the system is expected function effectively during all operating times. So the system must always be able to achieve the highest level and produce the expected results without fail. So furthermore, the system's condition determines how much users can rely on the system. For example, if the system always crashes or freezes or has a number of bugs and failures, the employees cannot rely on it to carry out its task. So, however, it is simply to prevent these discrepancies as the team keeps monitoring how the system performs and continues to improve the system through patches and updates over its entire lifespan. So let's go to system architecture. So the owner of the hotel can monitor and authorize the task handled by the system. Owner can use all the functions performed by the system. So owner of the company as well as the system can access to the administration panel, which is considered the core of the system. As the owner of the company, owner gets the ability to manage the other users, including their user levels and privileges. So taking backups of the system and restoring system can also be done by the owner. Meanwhile, he will be able to take all the kinds of reports available in the system. As the owner of the system and the company, he has the power to set room rates as well. So hotel owner has the sole right of deleting a staff member from the system database. So the manager is responsible for managing resources available in hotel management system. Manager also has most of the privileges mentioned above except the things regarding the payment handling. The reason for using a manager is to reduce the workload done by the owner that cannot be assigned to the receptionist. So as those tasks seem much responsible, the user level manager has the authority to take all the reports and available in the system, but they also accept the reports related to financial stuff. So hotel income. So manager has other abilities that receptionist user level has, such as adding new staff member, modifying them or removing them, adding new guests to the system, and the other. So lastly, the receptionist will be attaining the goals of bookings and to ensure that all guests are treated with a high standard of customer service. Hierarchically, receptionist role has the least accessibility to the system. He or she can perform limited functions such as registering new guests to the system, make reservations, sending emails reminders to clients for booking confirmation.
Okay, thank you, Deah. The next material is use case diagram will be explained by Andri. Okay, Andri, your time is yours.
So right now I will explain about the use case diagram. Next.
Okay, can you see the use case diagram?
Yes. Okay, right now I will explain about the use case diagram. Yeah, in this use case diagram, there are two actors. The primary actor is the customer and the secondary actor is the receptionist. For the customer, customer can do login process, make reservation, check room availability, make reservations, cancel reservation, and payment. In the login process, we didn't draw a line to the login from the receptionist because login process the login process it happened within the hotel management system, so there is no need for the receptionist to actually get involved with the login process. In the login process and the make reservation process, there is uh, include relationship. The include relationship is show dependency between a base use case and an included use case. Every time the base use case executed, so included the include use case is also executed. So the base use case require an included use case in order to complete the process. And it's also there is also extend use case. Extend use case is when base use case executed. The extend use case will happen sometimes, but not every times. So the extend use case will only happen if in the certain criteria are met. Next is the activity diagram. Okay, this the activity diagram for the make reservations. There are two actors. The first is the guest or the customer, and the second is the receptionist. The guest started to the receptionist, and there is a fork node to split a single incoming. This is a request reservation type, and we'll back to the guest and do if not available, they will end. The process will end if available. Next to the state reservation type, and next is update new hotel room informations. Then receptionist will rate the reservation details, and the guest will confirm the reservation details, and the receptionist will allocate the room and open new bill for the guest and issue a key. And after that, there is a fork node is used to split a single incoming flow into a multiple concurrent flow. So the receptionist will help the customer to go to the room and record room occupied and prepare for the next guest and back to the start again. Okay, that's all about is all my part. So thank you.
Okay, thank you, Andri. I will continue the presentation. I will explain about the use case scenario. Okay, I will explain the use case name is make a reservation. The goal of this use case is add a new reservation. The primary actor in this use case is receptionist, and the secondary actor is known. Precondition of this use case is guest should not already be exist, and the post condition is hotel guest detail update to include current guest. And the main flow first is receptionist enter guest detail. The second is system search for from details. System present room type and tariff. Customer select room. Next is system record customer's name and address. Receptionist confirm book on system. And system generates confirmation receipt. Okay.
Okay. First, you need to log in the system, but if you don't have an account in the system, you need to click sign up and fill up the form that will be given. In the sign up form, you need to fill up the name, username, email address, and password. After signing up or logging in into our system, you will be directed this. And as you see here that the rating of this hotel is a 5-star. Then if you want to continue, press book now. After that, you can choose what type of room that you want. And as you can see, different types of room such as single, double, queen, king, and suite. These are the example pictures for single. Room for one person, but it may have one or more bed. The room size or area of this room is 42 meters. Next. The double is a room for 2 persons, but it may have 1 or more beds. The room size or area of this room is 45 meters. And the queen size room with queen size bed and can be occupied by 2 or more people. The room size or area of this room is 48 meters. For king, a room with a king size bed and can be occupied by 2 or more people. The room size or area of this room is 50 meters. For suite, a room with 1 or more bedrooms and a separate living space. The room size or area of this room is 80 meters. If you already decide what room you want, press the Reserve Here button. Then you will be directed to the hotel reservation form, and you need to fill up, and take note the red asterisks are required to fill up. Moreover, in that form you need to fill up the first name, last name, address, room type, email address, phone number, check-in date, check-out date, check-in time, check-out time, payment method, and if you finish fill upping the form, you can press submit so that the reservation will be valid and go straight to the database of the system. Therefore, if the guests finish their vacation in the hotel, they need to rate and give feedback to the hotel on what to improve and many more. For the admin of the hotel, they need also to log in the system. After they log in, they can choose in the menu whether manage guests, manage room, manage payment, manage staff, and manage user. So if you press manage guests, you can add, update, and delete the list. In addition to that, you can see the list of names of the guests that reserve or occupy a room, including the room number, room type, check-in date, check-in time, check-out date, and check-out time. Next. If you press the manage room, you can add, update, and delete the list and see if the room is available, occupied, reserved, and not available. In manage payment, you add, update, and delete the list. And it shows here the name of the guest, room number, room type, payment method, and the total payment. For manage staff, you can add, update, and delete the list. You can see the names, address, gender, phone number, email, and the position of the staff. And lastly, manage user. You add, update, and delete the list, and you can see the name, email, and username, password, feedback, and ratings that they give to the hotel. All in all, this system will be great help managing the business. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Cristian. Okay, that's all about our presentation. If there are mistakes, we are sorry.